What am I supposed to believe? All my life I have heard such contradictory comments about Paris. So let me put you in the real jam. This iconic city sure ends up being all that the hype is about. You can't get far away from romance here since Paris lives up to the name, City of Love. However, even if you are single, you will be in love with the countless baguettes, cheese, and wine that are saturating the streets, or maybe with the masterpieces produced by some of the most seminal artists ever in this world. The nights here are filmic when all the most iconic landmarks are aglow around you. Paris, I am sure, is where I would surely love to be for that period of time. And I simply cannot wait for you to feel this place, because I literally dreamed of that moment for my whole life. So let's dive in and share with you the best things to do in Paris. So, this morning, we're going to pick up some breakfast. We're going to have some croissants and French bread. We're going back up on the terrace with all of the items. There's an eclair. There are sweets. There are raspberries and the croissants. Here's our breakfast. It really is so cute. That's all I can say. This is the cutest thing ever. It looks so good. These are the best raspberries I have ever had in my life. They are unreal. Oh my god, this is heaven. This is pain Suisse, and they really don't scrimp on the chocolate they put on this. Now, we're going to the Seine River for the very first time. Oh my gosh, I am like fangirling right now. I've always wanted to see the Seine. The very first thing we see in Paris is not the Eiffel Tower, but the Louvre, the most visited museum in the world. If you spend 30 seconds at every piece of art, that actually is what it would take. 5 months to see all of the Louvre. We definitely recommend the tour guide because then you'll know what you're seeing. Unfortunately, we don't have a guide today, but we did do a lot of research, so we will do our best. This place is 15 acres, so it is huge. You could literally spend all day here. It used to be a fortress, and then it went on to be a palace, and now it is a museum. And right above me is this super famous pyramid that was built in 1983 by a Chinese designer. I mean, it's already so epic, but very, very crowded. I'm guessing you're going to be trying to avoid these massive lines to the Louvre, so I will definitely link a skip the line ticket option in the description below. Well, the Louvre can be pretty overwhelming, so just plan to be in here for 2 hours, seeing the most famous stuff. You'll find that in the Danon Wing, the Mona Lisa, and the Winged Victory of Samothrace. Right after the Winged Victory of Samothrace, which repeats itself, the goddess of victory, a winged Greek Nike, lands on the ship. Nike, the shoe company, brought its inspiration, the goddess of victory, and this opens to what we're about to see next, which is the Mona Lisa. It's amazing here. It is so cool. Come on, let's proceed. Next, we're off to see the Mona Lisa. But I actually just wanted to talk to you guys before we go in there because it's really crowded. So you might be wondering why the heck the Mona Lisa is so famous. And it's really interesting because there's a super rich guy, and he basically commissioned Leonardo da Vinci to draw a portrait of his wife. It was not even popular. It wasn't known around the world until one day an Italian stole it from the Louvre. It went missing for 2 years, and it was in newspapers across the world. Her face became famous because everyone saw it. Yes, the thief did try to sell it, so he got caught, and it was returned safely. And now it is probably the most famous painting in the world. On top of which, it was in Napoleon's bedroom at one time. He loved it so much. Also, Pablo Picasso was one of the suspects for stealing it, but of course, he wasn't the one. It was just some random Italian dude. Fully titled as Venus de Milo, this is, of course, the Greek goddess of love and beauty, Aphrodite. Rumor has it the reason that her arm is chopped off is because the French and Turkish were fighting over her when they were going to the island of Milos. Really fun fact is that we visited the island of Milos in Greece, one of our favorite islands in the world. Click it right up here. But this is where that statue was discovered. The final must-see piece is the colossal painting of the coronation of Pope Napoleon into the office. The coronation was taking place in the Notre Dame Cathedral, and Pope Napoleon had gone ahead to invite the Pope from Rome to bless him as the new emperor. As the rightful Pope was just about to crown Pope Napoleon, he snatched the crown and put it on his head, humiliating the proper Pope. Tonight is such an exciting night. We're all dolled up. We got a dinner cruise down the Seine for about 3 hours from 8:30 till about 11:30, so you get to see all of the top locations lit up at night. Of course, Paris has never disappointed. Now, I've always wanted more, and it's only day 2. We have a 4-course meal. We got a starter, main course, cheese dish, and dessert with, 2 bottles of champagne and wine. Safe to say life is pretty good right now. Life is good. Cheers. Nobody realized, you can come out here right at the beginning of your cruise. Picture this. It will be sunset vibes, lighting, buildings, very close to the Eiffel Tower. You are inclined to go there at the beginning of your dinner. Now, we are the only ones here. Everybody looks at us like, you could come here? Yeah, so the best thing about this boat is that you get the inside seating so you're not too cold because here, right now, It's late April, and it's a bit chilly outside, about 60 degrees at night. But then you come out here and it's so wonderful. This is unreal. We're going to go up to the Eiffel Tower just at night, and we will be hanging out for a while. Let me see what you guys are about to witness is amazing. In about 5 minutes, Eiffel Tower sparkling from the room. It happens to do that every hour for 5 minutes. So like at 9 o'clock, it will happen until 9:05. We stay up really late. It's almost midnight, because we like to watch it as many times as we can before bed. So here we have the most famous Gothic cathedral in the world, the Cathedral of Notre Dame. Very, very elaborate. I wish we were closer. Now, you guys will already have heard, it's actually on fire now, and the flames quickly spread to its medieval roof, where the temperatures became more and more intense and rose until... Oh my God, the spire just came crashing into the church itself, so it's not going to be open again until 2024. A lot of you are familiar with the book that was written about it, The Hunchback of Notre Dame in the 1800s, and it was made into a Disney movie. Notre Dame is one of the most iconic symbols of Paris, and indeed, all of France. This is familiar to most people from the book by Victor Hugo, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. It is still closed from the fire in 2019, but a special group of artisan craftspeople is working hard to restore it, hoping to open it in plenty of time for the Summer Olympics in 2024. To get to Notre Dame, take Metro Line 4 and get off at either the Saint-Michel station or the Cité station. And when it becomes possible to return, you will no longer need a ticket to enter the main part of the cathedral, but you will need a ticket if you'd like to climb the bell tower. Prior to the fire, it was €8.50. So now let's jump across the Seine and into the Latin Quarter. This is also where you will find what's probably the most famous independent bookstore in the world. Opened in 1951, Shakespeare & Company. This bookstore was inspired by the original Shakespeare & Company owned by Sylvia Beach during the 1920s and 30s. Her bookshop was the venue where most of the future famous writers would meet up and often stay with Ernest Hemingway, F. Scott Fitzgerald, and James Joyce. The Latin Quarter pulses with life and history. It's a fun part of town just to amble, with lively streets of cafes, shops, and street scenes. Be sure to stroll Rue Mouffetard, one of the oldest streets in Paris, with its wonderful open-air market featuring fromageries and fruit stalls. For the last one, we're going to be heading up to the Sacré-Cœur in Montmartre. The church, undoubtedly, provides one of the most beautiful views in Paris from its plaza and the stairs. It is a fun, romantic place, and one that is perfect for families, with a handful of mimes, street performers, caricature artists, and a few scam artists. The metro station to use is Abbesses on Line 12. There is no fee for visiting the Basilica and Plaza, but there is access to the Dome for a fee. The culinary vibe around Sacré-Cœur and Place du Tertre is quite touristic. We can recommend going down to the end of the street near Rue des Martyrs for some good options. The journey is on its brink towards completion, but the city of Paris truly pulsates. It is replete with life, history, and all kinds of great food. From the iconic Eiffel Tower and historical Louvre to Montmartre's charming streets and the very depths of the catacombs, there is plenty to see. Be it for a short time, or if you wish to stay a bit longer, Paris, with its magnetic charm, would leave you ever so satisfied, but wanting a tad more. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.